This is the dwarf alligator. We don't do a whole lot with him because he's an alligator. This is Shiloh. Shiloh is super, super shy, and he has reason to. He was caught in a glue trap, and the person who caught him basically cut his toes off to free him from the trap. So he's super, super apprehensive of people, but he is a sweetheart. But as I clean the raccoons, he likes to walk around top or hang out there. And these are the other guys. It's still morning, so they're still kind of sleepy. These guys are super friendly. If I was here in the middle of the day, they would be helping me clean. But because it's still pretty early in the morning for them, they're pretty sleepy. Here's Shiloh, climbing along the top, making sure I'm doing my job. They do growl at each other when they want their space. Now Shiloh's going to hide over there. Huh. Ah, we all nice and clean? You nice and clean? Huh? Is Shiloh hiding from me? Look at those big bellies. There he goes. I'm making him nervous, so he's going back up. Where are you going, buddy, huh? This is Mickey. She is a South American crab-eating raccoon. She's still sleepy. So her cage is going to be easy to clean today because she's still sleepy tired. And this little guy is my absolute favorite. He'll cuddle with me whenever I go in to clean them. But I can't take my phone in because he'll try to eat my phone. Well, he won't try to eat it. He'll try to take it and think it's his. But he's a sweetheart. Aren't ya? Aren't ya? Yes, I know. I'm going to come in and see you in a minute. Okay, gotta finish with Mickey. Yes, I know you're so sweet. Couple cute little ferrets. This little guy will cuddle with me whenever I clean their cage. This little guy is old in terms of ferret lifespan, because ferret lifespan is only about 2 to 3 years, and this guy is over 2 already. He actually takes seizure medication once a week, so we might have to give that to him today. And this little cutie pie is a snuggler. When I clean this cage, she'll want to cuddle with me. Now we have the bobcats. These guys are super cool. One is named Bob, one is named Cat. They do not eat the most appetizing stuff. There's some liver and some brown game meat. Boy, are they pretty. They're more attractive than kitty. This is Cat. She's hungry today. Huh. Oh, pretty girl. Oh no, this is Bob. This is Bob. This is Cat. She's lighter. Hi, pretty. He's always hungry, aren't ya? What you doing? Hey, you hungry? What are you digging for? Huh? What you digging? Yes, guys. Yeah. What do you have, Rip? right, so we got some trim pieces that I'm going to use to fix the trim that I ripped off the doghouse, or pried off, I should say, with a crowbar. Grip apparently is going to help out. So first thing I'm going to do is I kept a couple of the pieces from the original trim that I'm just going to kind of use as a stencil and cut these pieces, and then I'll paint them before I reattach them. All right, so Loki's inspecting the pieces that I saved, and so Sky as stencil. As you can see, the dogs that had it really did kind of a number on it, and so they really need replaced. But this way, I can see exactly, I'll probably just measure it and do it that way, but I want to be able to see this one and do the exact angle that I will need for that one. So I can at least see the length, and then I'll worry about cutting the angle after I have them cut the size. All right, so first I'm going to measure these pieces. This looks to be 23 3/4. So I'm going to measure that. 23 3/4. This is 1x3 trim. Perfect. I need 2 of those. Where'd Loki go? Sky? Oh, you're such a brat. Such a brat. Stealing from the puppy. Watch out, Ripper. All right, there's the 2 side pieces. Top pieces are 12 and a half. Okay, so that's the frame for the door. All right, have to go and measure an intact piece because this one's kind of broken, so I'm going to go measure that. Okay, these are both 28 and a half before the diagonals get cut. Actually, I only need one because I did leave one on there. So I just need one. That's 28 and a half. Rip is not happy that Sky stole his toy and she's tormenting him. Huh, she's a meanie, not Rippers. She's a meanie. So I'm sure there's an official way to cut these angles, but I'm just going to trace. Do that one first. So this, I know I've seen Chris do. I don't know how to do it. So this is the unofficial way. Alright, that'll work, since it's for a doghouse. Not particularly accurate, but you'll have that. This one, this way, same angle. My dogs keep running away too. Same, very unofficial, not correct way, but it's a doghouse. Alright, time to see if this will work. Alright, so this is where it's going to be. This is the one that I left here. I'm just going to patch that one. And then this one would be great if not for this nail. So if I use this little tool to cut that nail off, and I think that would be good. It's not great up there. I can use some caulk paint. That should be good. Alright, then the last two pieces I have are here. Oh, those are also going to be an angle. Let's see, is it the same angle as this? Yes, it is. So I'll use that as a stencil. Alright, just need to measure. Alright, 24 and a half. And I will have just about enough wood. I need two of these. Alright, and then these, I need to see which way my angle goes. And then, is this the other one? This one will go this way. I really wish I knew how this turntable turned. Didn't pay attention enough. I want to cut this way. That goes there, this goes here. That's better. Okay. Same with this one. Yeah, that one wasn't great. All right, that'll work. All right, so there's the sides. Just need to make sure that's all I need. All right, so I have 2 pieces of wood left. One that's 19 inches and one that's 23, and my last piece needs to be 21 and a half. So we estimated pretty darn good by getting, well, when we originally measured, we tried to get an 8-foot piece and a 10-foot piece, but they didn't have a 10-foot, so we got 2 8-foots, and it looks like that worked out perfectly. We have very little waste. Okay. So, one teeny tiny piece of wood left over. These are the 2 sides of the front. This is the side. The roof comes down, so that's why those aren't the same size, but those will match up that way. And then I have, this is for the right side of the roof, actually this, and that's not right. I don't know. I'll try it. We'll see. Maybe it'll work. And then what's this? Oh, that's the side. There. Maybe I cut this the wrong way. Oh, I did. That's... I think that's just supposed to be more of a severe angle. But I could also get it to work if I just made this. Gotta figure that out. And then my door, that I know is correct because I had actual pieces for that. It'll just be these 2, and then a top and a bottom, but I'm gonna paint them first. We'll do that tomorrow because it's super, super windy, and I have to take these knuckleheads for a walk. I'm gonna see if I can figure this out first. So anytime somebody talks about moving to Wyoming, they talk about the wind, and the wind is unlike any wind that I've experienced, right? It gets windy in Ohio and it gets windy in Pennsylvania, but the wind here is definitely different. But the other weird thing about it is, about 15 minutes ago, there were pretty big gusts, right? And the dogs and I were outside and they were getting blown away. And in the span of about 15 minutes, the wind totally dies. Now we have a spectacular evening for our walk. Teddy doesn't like our walks these days. Like, it's perfect now. But literally 15 minutes ago and most of the day, it was insanely windy. But now it is so pleasant. So we have about an hour of daylight left. So the dogs and I are taking this opportunity between sandburrs. They're getting very good at pulling the sandburrs out of their feet. And they like to eat them, but I guess that means nobody else will step in them. So yeah, we're taking this last little bit as the sun's setting this afternoon. Sky and Loki are doing a fairly good job of teaching Rip how to walk, although these 2 are kind of heathens on a leash. He does much better. Teddy is not liking the sandburrs and goat heads, that even though it's springtime and everything is getting green. All those dead sandbirds and goat heads are still being a nuisance. So this little path here, Chris created for us because we were taking walks and then happened to trudge through the higher wheat-like grass. So Chris just drove his tractor, cut us this little path so that we can come through the field here by our house and take really nice walks. All right, I got to help these two get sandburrs. Well, the wind picked back up for the second half of our walk, but this is my favorite time of day to take a walk here. The sun behind us setting. Dogs look so fun and so pretty with the sunlight on them. It's rubbing my arm off because they want to get jackrabbits. When Chris and I are both walking them, we let these two off the leash. But since he's not here with me tonight, I'm a little hesitant to let these two go because then I would have Teddy and Rip to worry about as I chase these knuckleheads down. So they're stuck on a leash tonight, and they're not particularly enjoying it. But this little guy is doing so good on his leash. Considering he's going to outweigh all the dogs put together by the time he's full grown, I hope he continues walking nicely, because otherwise he'll be pulling me to Nebraska. Okay, so I bought this sourdough starter mix at a cute little store in Sheridan, Wyoming, a couple of weeks ago. It was kind of a kitchen store, had a bunch of different things, and it is dried sourdough starter. Most people, when they're making sourdough, get the starter from somebody that has live starter, and I could not locate any, so I did find this starter mix. I also got a sourdough jar. Although I watched this video that they have on this QR code, and the first step of this is actually using a much smaller little container. So I'm going to start my starter today. All right, so using this sourdough starter, going to take a half a teaspoon, nope, I lied, half a tablespoon of the starter. He recommends the video on this, following this QR code, recommends starting with a little pinch bowl here, and then a tablespoon of warm water, warm filtered water. So I've filtered water that I just warmed up in the microwave. And just let it activate here. So that will sit for a minute. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to mix in 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. You could also use bread flour. The video recommends not doing whole grain or whole wheat flour until you have a pretty good handle on this. This looks way more clumpy than his. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. All right, that looks more like his consistency. Put that flour to mix in. So according to the video on the directions, this will take about a week to be ready, and we'll do something very similar every day, feeding, what's called feeding the starter. All right, now that consistency looks the same as what he had. Now it's just gonna sit on the counter overnight, and we don't want it to dry out. So I'm going to put it in a large Ziploc bag. And now it's gonna sit, looking like this, for 24 hours. Tom, how did you even get up there? Now you're really stuck. No way up. I don't know how you got up. Did you climb on the wardrobe? Yes, I see nail marks on the wardrobe. I don't think you belong up there. Is this why I heard you in the middle of the night? Huh? Let me see if I can figure out how to get you down. You are a big boy. All right. Today is my day to finish a bunch of things that are partially done. So I want to get the doghouse done, maybe, depending on the wind. And I'm going to finish this drywall, or what do you call this, insulation. So maybe we can get some drywall next week. Definitely needed an X-Acto knife. This one is kind of garbage. Okay, success. Closet is totally insulated. Again, it's a closet, but it's the exterior wall, which is why we added the insulation. This was already there. So the plan is to drywall all of this. Still haven't quite wrapped my head around how to best utilize this under the steps space. I think what I'm probably going to do is put like a couple of different shelves, right, of varying lengths. And then this whole back wall is going to be all shelving. This wall is going to be, I think I'm probably just going to do shelving here as well. And then this wall will be like a coat rack. So I think I'll probably do like an L-shaped coat rack. My bigger thing, I already have the carpet squares that I'm going to use to put inside the closet. The only thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around is there'll be a pretty big wide open space here in the closet, right? Which will make it easy getting stuff on and off the shelves. I just don't want it to be wasted space. So once we get the drywall up and the shelves up, I'll be able to better assess if there's a better way to use that space. But I guess if this has coats, they'll come out mostly to here. I guess we'll be okay. So it'll just be a nice aisleway. And if we need to store like a vacuum cleaner or something in here, that'll work. So electricity to get some light in here, much needed light, and then drywall. That's next. Okay, gonna paint all my trim pieces. Doing it here in the garage because it is super windy out there. As I'm painting, we have Mad Max Thunderdome going on here. This guy's in for a rude awakening in the next couple of months when Rip doubles her size. These two really play nice together. Loki's nowhere to be found. Teddy, he's going out into the wind. But she's the old lady who Likes to keep everybody else in check. What's the matter, Ted, huh? Now, I'm working to just touch up this trim. I have another coat of red to do, so I'm going to touch up the trim. You can see somebody just painted the front of the trim or painted it blue, and they painted the doghouse blue. So I'm just touching it up. Teddy's doing quality assurance and keeps like eat my paint. Yes, Rip was helping paint. You can tell by his nose. He's got some white paint on his nose. Little goofball.